on the bank of James River in the year of our Lord 1712. First, I should thank you, the gentlemen of the colony of Virginia, for bringing me. I'm here to help you solve some of your problems with slaves. In my bag here, I have a foolproof method of how to control your black slaves. I guarantee everyone that, if installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. Take this simple list of differences and think about them. There is intelligence, size, sex, size in plantations, statuses in plantations, and attitudes of owners, etc. Now that you have this list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action. But before that, I shall assure you that distrust is stronger than trust, and envy is stronger than adulation, respect, and admiration. There are some truths historically that, if revealed, can cause a disruption in the human conscience. It is important to open our minds to understand that spirituality begins within ourselves. Concepts introduced in the Willie Lynch letter are similar to the concepts of religious doctrine. By the end of this speech, I would like you to have considered the concept of religion as a means of controlling society in the same way that the letter was proposed on how to enslave a race. Let's see what it takes to make a slave. You need a black nigger, a nigger pregnant woman, and her baby nigger boy. Beating men in front of the women and the children were often used to demasculize the man so the women saw him as weak. Keeping your eyes on the female and the future generations were key for providing a variety of division of labor and the success of the economy as we know it today. Breaking the beast as you would break a horse means breaking them from one form of mental life to another. The nature only provides natural capacity to take care of an offspring. But if you break that natural independence, then you create a dependency status of the white male. Don't forget, it is necessary that our slaves trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, and trust only us. Horses and blacks were no good to the economy and its natural state, and it was believed to get them to be useful for production of business and pleasure. Another way of making a slave would be to completely annihilate their mother tongue. If you teach all about your language, then all of your secrets will be known and you no longer have a slave. Being a fool was the basic ingredient of maintaining a slave system. Values are created and transported by communicating through the body of language. And this was an idea that was presented that far in this letter. What comes next may be upsetting to some, but what I am presenting are facts. And if they make you feel some type of way, then it should. If thinking were a feeling, then all I would need you to do in this moment is to think. Let's look at groups and ethnicities that identify as Christian. 2.2 billion Christians, and that they are the largest religion in the world. White people account for that more of the Christian population than African American. In a study done in 2014, 81% of white women and 9% of African American women ages 65 and older identified as Christian. According to another survey conducted, age seemed to be a big factor in the belief and the certainty of God that exists. It was 43%, and they were older than the age of 68. We can never obtain peace in the outer world until we've made peace within ourselves. And that's a quote from Dalai Lama. If communication is defined as the sharing and understanding of meaning, then what is culture? How is culture created, maintained, and dissolved? According to Donald Clough, he describes culture as a part of the environment that is made by humans. Ethnocentrism is a tendency views other cultures as inferior to one's own. Can also be defined to be used as self-centered standards to determine what to believe and what to reject. You are guilty of confirmation biasness if you only pay attention to information that reinforces your existing belief, and you ignore or discredit information that contradicts that belief. Similarly, there's sociocentrism, which involves the use of a society-centered standards. Both create an us versus them relationship that can undermine the credibility and alienate others who do not share that same viewpoint. Confirmation bias results if a person only finds information that supports that pre-existing belief, called false conclusions, which have little or no support for a belief. Egocentristic thinking, a person believes, for example, that the earth is flat, and they never question that this belief is true. Even they never question why they believe it. Sociocentrism would be exemplified if the person believed that the earth was flat because everyone in a particular group or community believed it, even if that also has not been questioned or confirmed. Faith, spirituality, and God should be found within ourselves. And if we believe that we are capable and strong enough to handle anything within ourselves without the need of being saved from anyone or any other race or any other being, according to John Lennon, he believed in God, but not as one God, not as an old man in the sky. I believe what people call God is something in all of us. Thank you.